Welcome into another edition of Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff with you. Today's episode brought to you by two guys and a water gun doing pressure washing right here in Ponca City in north central Oklahoma. Today's guest, Heather Harris with swimming. And Coach, it's hard to believe the swim season is here. We don't really think about swimming, a lot of us, like me, when it's winter, but
right.
That's when things get heated up inside those indoor pools.
That's right. Yeah, we're excited. We've already done, 4 dual meets so far? So, already rolling. 4 already. Mm-hmm.
So, how'd everybody fare in those first 4?
So, my boys right now are undefeated. That's the first time that's happened since I've been coaching. And I think back to even when I was swimming, I don't think we've done that. Usually we lose by a little bit, but they're really, they got a goal in mind and they're doing it. The girls, unfortunately, they've came up short a couple meets. So they've won a couple, they've won 3, they've lost 2. Combined team-wise, though, we've won every meet that we've swam. So it's a very exciting time.
Well, let's talk about the boys and this great streak that they're on. What's the factors into that? Because they're facing good competition,
mm-hmm.
Just they're swimming really well.
Yeah. We have 14 boys this year. It's the most we've had in quite some time. We have an incredible beginning group of boy swimmers that have joined that have never swam before that have really impressed me. That's really helped. And then we just have 3 of our state qualifiers from last year that are just doing pretty big things right now, faster than they've been. You always want to start kind of where you left off, and they're doing that. Some of them are going their season bests already, and it's only November, so it's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of.
Well, 2 factors in that, and we'll go to the girls after that, but you said a lot of kids and the boys that never have swam before. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've all swam, but mm-hmm. not competitively.
Right. It's very
What's
different.
it like trying to teach someone that goes from maybe where they were recreationally swimming to all of a sudden going into the pool? Because everybody thinks that I'm going to be the fastest, but there's so many techniques involved mm-hmm. to get there. So what's mm-hmm. it like training somebody that maybe is older, that hasn't gone through the training that somebody that's been doing it their whole life has?
Yeah. We start off pretty slow, and I really work with them on like a lot of drills, a lot of body balancing and kicking, and once you get that down, then we'll move into working with your arms, and we slowly progressively go into all the other strokes. Breaststroke and butterfly are usually the last ones we focus on because they are the most difficult ones to do.
Right.
Once we build that base, swimming freestyle mostly, then we move into other things. So
most everybody swim freestyle,
right?
So, but it's getting all those little tweaks mm-hmm. to make it where it's more competitive, and I imagine that's a big change for somebody. Like I said, everybody comes in, they watch these competitive swimmers at the Olympics. They're like, "Well, we can do that," and then you get in there, you try to do what you're doing, and you're 3 lengths behind everybody else in 100 meters.
Right. Yeah, I think that is something that people don't realize is like our warm-up alone is 800 yards. So that's 32 lengths of the pool. That's just for before we even start doing anything. So, it's very different.
Well, it's like it's aerodynamics in the water too, mm-hmm. because just those little things of keeping your head down, knowing how to breathe. Mm-hmm. I mean, all that little mm-hmm. stuff. It's something that you're not used to, and then you're having to teach that to make them competitive.
Yeah, and like another thing I think that is hard to grasp too once you start is like our sport is kind of crazy in this way that you do such fast swimming with no breathing, not taking any breaths, and that's hard to do. And when you get to the elite level, like some of my swimmers are, they've mastered that, but that's taken years of time. So that's a hard transition also.
Yeah, it's so technique oriented. And the hardest thing for me, I think, would be trying to figure out how to make a turn.
Right.
That is the most impressive thing when I watch swimmers is, when they're in a competition where they have to make that turn mm-hmm. and they do that so fluid in the water. Like taking off, okay, I know there's stuff to that and you're trying to get that little 1/10 of a second, mm-hmm. but that turn makes a huge difference. And then coming off that turn with that kick and mm-hmm. you get that extra bit of being able to stay underwater too.
Yeah. You have to get good streamline, good underwater dolphin kicks. All of it has to come together. The fastest part of your race is off your block and you're underwater. So if you don't have good streamlines, good dolphin kicks, it's going to be hard for you to swim fast. So that's also another challenge that brings, is people don't even know that that's what you do when you push off the wall. And so you just teach everything from scratch when those new kids come in. But they've picked it up very fast, and it's really impressive to me.
Well, real quick on the boys, the ones that return, like you said, having good. Talk about those returners and how good they're swimming right now.
Yeah, so Kyle King is a senior this year. Last night he had an incredible meet. He went season best in both of his races, his 200 IM and 100 free. Right now in his 200 IM, I've only seen one kid that has posted a faster time than him in the state. 100 free, we've got two boys, Kyle King and Braden Stewart, who are, I think, top 5 in the state right now with their 100-yard freestyles. Both of them going right where they left off last year. Tim Crank, he's an incredible 50 freestyler. He's going 22 lows right now. His best time is a high 21. His goal is to go 20 seconds this year, which would be, incredibly fast. And a lot of schools, when he moves on, are going to be looking at him. Really good 100 flyer as well, Tim Crank is. He's going his lifetime best right now, so I'm excited to see what he does in the 100 fly as well. McCunny Coleman, he's a sophomore. He's only been swimming for a year. This is his second season. He's doing really big things. He's going to be an integral part of our 200 freestyle relay, and he's a really good 100 breaststroker as well. He'll finish probably top 8 in the state in the 100 breaststroke. Jack Lopez, Ted Fusselman, they're our distance swimmers. I've been impressed with what they're doing. Again, when you leave off, or you start when you leave where you leave off last season, that's always a great thing, and they're doing that in the pool. And then my last one that I would like to talk about is Archer Estes. He's really come along. Last night he went 24-7 in a relay. I've never seen the kid go under 27 seconds, so that was pretty impressive. I'm really excited for our boys team this year and what they can do as a team.
Yeah, what can they do as a team?
Right. Well, our goal, we went to the All-State preview. We had some unfortunate mistakes that cost us from getting 3rd to 4th by 1 point. So right now we finished last year at 7th. At the All-State preview, we finished 4th by 1 point. We should have been 3rd. If you look at it like top 3, I think they have a chance at maybe winning. I really do. And everything has to fall into the right place at the right time. But, they really have their eye on that.
Yeah, so top 3 feels like very reasonable expectation, but once again, it's like any sport, especially when you have so many individuals going in a sport that tabulates. It's different than a football team or a basketball team. If things go right that day,
That's
like
right.
you said,
That's right.
and some days magically it comes together.
Some days it does.
And that could be you're all swimming your best. Maybe somebody else that's a big leader, they don't swim that day. They could be sick. There's all sorts of things. You've seen it all at the meets, I'm sure.
I have, yeah. And they're doing a new thing this year at regionals. Where you finish at regionals, they're not going to do prelims for relays. So it's really going to be how you finish at regionals. So if we finish, like we've won the 200 free relay at our region for the last 2 years, and we're always going in second to that. So we'll be seated second, and we will only swim finals at that at state. That's a new change, and I think that's kind of beneficial for us. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, maybe the less time you're in the pool, the better, right?
Exactly. Yeah. One less swim.
Yeah. So interesting. So there's the boys. Girls side of things. Of course, you have a top-notch swimmer with the team, but there's a lot of other girls as well. And I think where the boys have started off hot, you're hoping the girls kind of all come together as a team.
Yeah, we are kind of low on numbers this year. We have 9 girls this year. Of course, we have our returning state champion, Maddie Scher. She's going to do some big things this year in both her 100 breast and 50 free. She would like to double win in that this year, and I think that's a very real possibility for her to do. Sarah Dingus, I can't say it enough of how grateful I am that she chose to swim this year. She's an incredible athlete. She's won almost every race that she swam so far in these 4 duels, posting some of the top times in the state for the 100 fly and 100 back. She's just a workhorse. she stays up with all the guys, and you know, she's in it to win it, and she's completely changed the dynamics of our relays, and has helped so much. Jesslyn Carpenter, again, she also plays volleyball. She's a little bit behind right now because she's trying to play catch up, because she finished her volleyball season. She's been swimming for about a month now, solidly, and she's coming along. She's a big 200 IMer, and 100 freestyle, but Jesselyn can swim anything very well, and she's been top 8 in the state for the last 2 years, and she's a junior this year. I have really high hopes for Priscilla Ard this year. She's a senior. She's a really good 50 freestyler, pretty good 100 freestyler. She's going to help in our relays. Alyssa Sullivan swims our distance races, 200, 500, and I expect her to be top 16 in the state this year. So we have some good girls. It's just coming together.
Yeah, and I think that's the way. And you know, you don't want to be swimming your best early, anyways. Right. You want to be swimming your best late, and that's. You want to go out, you want to win your meets and everything, but ultimately you're all trying to get to that point of when the regionals hit and ultimately the state tournament. So, and maybe, once again, unlike some other sports, I guess there is seeding individually that's based on what you've done across the state, but I mean, it's anybody's game really once you get there, right?
That's right. Regionals, you know, that's one thing that I feel like is a downfall about our sport. Like if you're sick during regionals, you're not going to state. No matter what you've done all season, you might be the 3rd fastest swimmer in the state of Oklahoma. If you are sick that weekend and you can't perform.
Yeah, and there's other sport. Wrestling would be another one. You know, there's no leadway. You have to compete in those regionals.
That's right. So, you know, it's beneficial and also not. So, again, it's just everything coming together with so many uncontrollables.
Yeah, yeah. And then also, swimming, is it like wrestling in the fact that there's alternates too that can get qualified?
That's
so
right.
You never know when you maybe get the call, somebody's sick, and you get to
That's
go
right.
swim.
You know, and Alyssa Sullivan has been in that position a couple times. You know, she's finished right outside of 16th and been 17th, and usually, like, you know, it's very rare that does happen, that somebody scratches, but it can happen, and I feel like that can be also kind of a frustrating thing too, finishing 17th and just barely missing that, you know.
All right. Well, best of luck all this season. Good talking to you. Excited to see how everything fares, and of course, ready to see if you guys can accomplish a lot of those goals that you have out there. And you've already done that. I think last year you accomplished some goals, so now you're just trying to build on that.
That's right. That's right.
So, well, Coach, appreciate your time. That's going to do it for today's Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff saying so long. Today's episode brought to you by Two Guys and a Water Gun. Thanks to Coach Harris, and we'll catch you next time. Until then, go Cats.